What are you doing now? Where are you working?
So I work for Blizzard Entertainment, which is a video game company. I am a digital asset archivist. If you need to find a job, not sponsored, but right. LinkedIn is actually a really great place to find jobs.
Is there anything you would change about your college experience here at Brockport?
I would say not being in a relationship my freshman and sophomore year.
But you will have the time of your life here. I almost guarantee it.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 4th episode of Tour the Nest podcast. My name is Hunter, and I am here with
Leah Newman.
Leah's an alumni of Brockport, by the way, so this is kind of like a special episode for us. We're not doing students this time. We're doing alumni. So tell us where you're from, while you were here at Brockport, what were you studying, and your major.
Okay, so I went to Rush Henrietta for high school, and I majored in photography as well as graphic design, and I graduated in 2018.
Ooh. Hit us with a quick fun fact too. Any fun fact about you?
Oh, I actually wanted to do wildlife photography right after graduating.
Okay, so as an alumni, obviously you're not going to school here anymore, but what are you doing now? Where are you working?
So I work for Blizzard Entertainment, which is a video game company. I am a digital asset archivist.
Okay, and so as a digital asset archivist, what do you do for Blizzard?
So I take all of their pre-production assets that goes into building a video game. So like concept art, illustrations, renders, and all that other stuff. I apply it and collect it all, apply metadata, and make sure it's findable in the future.
Okay. Yeah. So what are some of the biggest games from Blizzard?
So
I know some people might know them. I'm not a big gaming guy.
How dare you?
But I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm more of like a 2K Madden kind of guy.
Okay.
But so at Blizzard, what kind of games do you guys do?
So the biggest one is World of Warcraft.
Okay.
And then we also have Diablo. We have Overwatch.
I've heard of Overwatch before.
Yeah. We got Hearthstone. And then we have a few up and coming games coming out.
Okay, but you can't tell us those?
Can't tell you.
Okay, perfect.
NDAs.
Which one's your favorite?
I would have to say visually Overwatch is my favorite, but seeing the community within World of Warcraft, because it's been established for so long, is really awesome.
Do you play all these a lot?
From time to time when I am not working.
I was gonna say, you're probably just sick of the games. You're like, I'm staring at these games all the time.
I'm like, okay. But yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So while you were here at Brockport, you were studying graphic design. And so what did you want to do with graphic design when you left Brockport?
I kind of smushed in like a dual major, even though it's not a real thing. For the art majors at the time, it was photography and graphic design. My dad owned a advertisement company, and he still does, but I wanted to work for him. Then I was like, working for your parents, no. But I still have my graphic design degree, which actually helped me get the job that I have now, because I have to quality check materials, making sure if having the knowledge of the design files and whatnot. So it was pretty applicable. Yeah.
So my next question was going to be, did that change a lot going into what you wanted to do as your career?
Yeah. So I realized that I did not actually want to design.
Why not?
Dealing with clients are people are great. Yes. Don't get me wrong, but clients can be very picky. And so I was like, okay, well, if I'm not going to be designing, at least I want to work with, the creative in some way. So right out of college, I got a job as a digital asset coordinator.
Okay.
But for a biopharmaceutical company called Amgen, which was actually really cool. But all I did pretty much throughout the day was just quality check materials, which is opening up the file. Is it working? Closing up the file and then adding metadata to it.
Okay. Did you have any hobbies? Did you ever take pictures for anything like that?
My hobby is photography. Okay. I do go to zoos and like to go on adventure walks and whatnot. And I do nature photography, but I do have a side business as a photographer. So for events, weddings, all that pretty stuff.
How did you find Blizzard? How did that come about?
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yes. If you need to find a job, Not sponsored, but
Right.
LinkedIn is actually a really great place to find jobs. That's where I found Amgen on Indeed.
Okay.
And then Funimation and Blizzard, my 2 jobs passed on LinkedIn.
And you said you're living in California now? Mm-hmm. Well, what was that change like going from New York to California?
It was great. Having sunshine all the time is really nice.
Do you miss the snow?
No, not at all. It's pretty to look at. When I graduated, there was like a little dusting coming down. I'm like, this is not.
You were graduating?
Yeah, when I was graduating, I'm like, please, no, it's May 12th.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh my God. No, I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah.
When you were about to leave college, were you nervous about, I call it the adult world. Were you nervous about going into the adult world?
I would say yes. There's a lot of people going into the workforce. Yeah. So trying to stand out, trying to make myself not be disappointed when I hear no's or never get a call back. Because I graduated in May. I didn't find my official job, my first job, until October. So there was a good amount of time where I was just like, I need to do something. Everyone's telling me no.
Were you nervous about that time? Or
a little bit, yeah. But it's just the reality of like growing up. It does take time to get jobs. It's not as simple as like, granted, the more people you know, the bigger your network, the faster you can get a job. But it takes time. Yeah. Doing things part-time. I was working as a server until then, and then I was living with my parents. So just making it work.
Yeah, and then you seem to make it work.
Yeah, fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Were there any professors while you were here at Brockport that kind of like stuck out to you, that kind of like helped you with your transition?
My favorite professor is Kitty Hubbard. Yeah. She is the photography and part graphic design professor. We actually still talk to this day. She has my number. We call each other all the time. One thing that I would say she taught me is that even if you have an idea, just expand on it a little bit more and don't like just box yourself into that one.
Now, how early on did you, in your senior year or maybe even your junior, how early on did you like plan, like, did you get your plan set on kind of what you were going to do? Like, did you?
No.
You didn't even plan it?
So my senior year, I actually was applying to internships to go be a wildlife photographer in Africa. Did not get any of those internships. I also was trying to be a sports photographer. So I had the opportunity to shoot an NFL game for the Redskins and Giants. Their like New Year's Eve game, and it was cold as heck. But that was where I was going. I was like, either wildlife photography or sports photography. That's what I'm trying to get into. And then it just kept, like, doors just kept somewhat closing, and I was like, all right, well, we're just gonna apply to everything and see what goes.
Yeah, we kind of just threw a lot there. So now we're going to jump into our first segment.
Let's do it.
All right. So the first segment is going to be rapid Q&A. All right. So what's your favorite genre of music?
Neo soul.
Okay. Favorite artist?
Erykah Badu.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Mulan.
If you could be a character in any Disney movie, what movie would you want to be in?
Oh my God. Nala from Lion King.
Okay. Escalators or elevators?
Escalators.
What one thing would you bring to a deserted island with you?
Oh my God.
Just one.
Water.
Okay. I already asked this question earlier on, but favorite game Blizzard has made?
Overwatch.
Does the English language stress you out?
Yes.
How do you feel about pineapple on pizza?
I like it.
Favorite type of cheese?
Asiago.
Do you think Sean should be spelled SEAN, SHAWN, or SHAUN?
Oh my God. Don't judge me, SEAN.
Okay. And then one food you could eat for the rest of your life?
French toast.
Perfect timing. Look at that.
Woo.
Literally just ended. But I do got to disagree with you on the Sean.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine.
Well, granted, now I think about it, like SEAN is like sheen.
I was going to say scene. Yeah.
Sheen. But, I'm sorry to all the Seans out there.
Yeah, all the Sean's
All
out
the
there.
Sean's out there.
All right, so we'll jump into the next set of questions.
All right.
What were you involved with while you were on campus?
So, like I said earlier, I was an RA. My freshman and sophomore year, I actually ran track. So I was a jumper and a thrower. And then I was like, oh, I don't have enough time in the day for track. But I still stayed really close to the track team and athletics. I was a photographer for the football team. I was also in a couple of different clubs like ASU. I was an orientation leader, of course. Because, have
Love orientation. Yeah.
Love orientation. Yeah. So I worked for the circ for a manager, and then also I worked in the facilities for the circ as well.
And so why did you want to be a part of, like, your positions were very, very wide.
Very wide.
So why did you want to be a part of all of those?
I like making friends. And that's I like being in as many things as possible because you get to know so many different types of people. I was definitely the kid in high school that could technically sit at every different table. Yeah. And I think now looking back at it, my network is so big because I know so many people, and I was just a bubbly personality, and everyone's like, oh yeah, I remember Leah. Being involved on campus, I want to say keeps you sane because, it can be very overwhelming. So if you're not developing a community of people you can talk to, a community of people that can help you step outside your comfort zone, it can definitely be a lot to juggle school, juggle just regular work and stuff. So I would say getting involved, finding your niche, or even stepping outside of that can definitely develop you more as a whole, as a person. And so when you get into that adult life, you're not as stressed.
It's just fun, just gives you something to do outside of school. Because one thing I learned is at college, you have a lot more free time.
A lot more free time.
I mean, I remember getting here and my first semester, classes ended at 12 o'clock every single day for me.
You're like, what am I supposed to do with myself?
I had so much time. And so then I found that I started to procrastinate because I had so much time.
100%.
And so one thing is, like, getting involved is kind of taking up that space. So now I'm like, cool, I'm working this.
You have a schedule. You're like, okay, I got to do this, do this.
Yeah, I'm going to classes, then I'm doing this. And then, I have to study at some point.
Right.
So then rather than, having 8 hours to, study. So any of those skills that you gained from being an RA, orientation leader, the manager in the circ, did any of those like transfer over into, again, the adult world?
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yes. I would say I'm such a well-rounded individual because of learning how to deal with people's emotions as an RA, being empathetic, being a circ manager was helpful in helping with scheduling and dealing with people and being being more in a leadership role. It definitely transferred over into the real life.
So while you were here at Brockport, what was your favorite things to do on campus along with off campus? That seems to be one of the questions I ask everyone now, is what they like to do on campus, whether it's events, stuff like that on campus, and then what they like to do off.
I would say the events that I always look forward to were the student union events, of course, all the free t-shirts, but all the different events on campus. It's kind of crazy how much goes on. Going to the ice arena was great, and ice skating, of course.
Do you know how to skate? Because I don't.
Learned how to skate here.
I've been trying for months now.
It's a skill.
Yeah. I refuse to use the green walkers. I refuse.
So you're just struggling on the side?
Yeah, because there's 4-year-olds just blowing past me because they've been playing hockey for 4 years.
Well, since they could stand, they were playing hockey.
Yeah, and they're just blowing past me, and I'm like, I can't let these 4-year-olds show me up. So I'm just holding on to the side, struggling, starting to move when they had the ice up.
Right.
Starting to move slowly away from the wall, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah. Another class I took, I took a gymnastics class at one point. So jumping in their pit is so much fun.
Do you know how to do a backflip?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. Okay. I did it into the pit, but just in general, no.
Okay. But what'd you like to do off campus?
The movies was fun. I don't know if it's still
I'm
up
going
and
there
running.
tonight to watch Guardian of the Galaxies.
I need to watch that. So the movies were great. Going to Jimmy Z's, Perry's.
Perry's Pizza.
Yes.
Yep.
That giant slice.
Outside of like all your positions and the memories you made in your positions, was there any just like off the top of your head fun just college memories in general that you're...
Yes. Scholars Day is always great. One time they had like a whole festival, like vendors and a whole bunch of food trucks.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Always great.
Eagle Day was fun, I will say.
Yeah.
This was a couple weeks ago and they had food trucks.
Maybe that's one. Scholars Day is when you're supposed to be paying attention.
Yeah, Scholars
Eagles Day is when they have all the fun stuff.
Yeah, Eagles Day. They had bouncy houses set up in the circ. Tons of different games to play in the circ.
That sounds awesome.
Free food, free t-shirts. But yeah, and then Scholars Day is the presentation day.
Presentation day,
yes.
Which some people go to.
A lot of people go to.
A lot of people go to.
Yeah. Any other fun memories?
Football, like when the football team, not to say when they were good, because they're still great.
Yeah. They're
hands down. But my senior year, they made it all the way to Texas.
Oh, wow.
So all the football games were just crazy. They were just such a great time. I remember my friend Chris, he used to paint himself yellow.
Yeah.
He goes by Lotus, and he had a cheese head, and he would just be like, I don't know what his name is now, the guy who dresses in green with
Talon
the green.
Man.
Yes.
He graduated last year.
Oh my gosh.
But we have a Talon woman now.
See?
Yeah.
I feel like Chris started that, and then it's just keeps
Carrying
going.
on, yeah.
You got to carry on the legacy.
I personally won't, but someone else can. But yeah, no, the football games are great.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to come back for homecoming because homecoming's great. But yeah, it's just kind of cool to experience those bigger football games with all the students who want to go watching, their classmates, friends play.
Yeah.
It's just a fun experience.
Yeah.
Did you think it was hard to make friends when you came in as a freshman? Were you nervous for it?
I was an annoying person in our Facebook group saying, "Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited to be friends. What dorms are you going to be in?"
Yeah.
I was constantly just shelling out stuff. And then first move-in day, I got a beach ball, and I went to pretty much every freshman I could find and had them sign the beach ball.
Oh, cool.
I still have that beach ball. And I'm like, whenever someone gets famous, I'm going to sell this because I have your signature.
Just got to find someone.
Just got to find someone from freshman class of 2018. 2014. It was really, I tried to make friends as much as possible. I feel like if you go out there and just show your authentic self, you will find people who would gravitate towards you or find the same likeness. I was in an LLC, so that helped.
Yeah, what LLC were you in?
Creative artist.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to go on to our next segment now. Dip the chip, but it's going to be 2.0 because I couldn't get the spin wheel today. So off camera, we mixed two of our sauces that we had and put them, a combination of them into two different cups.
Yes.
And now we're going to give each other the two cups that we each made for the other person. All right. And then we're going to dip the chip in them and you're going to try to guess
what it is.
All right. So am I going first?
Yes. Here you go.
What is this?
You'll figure it out.
What? Why is it liquidy? Please. Oh my God. I'm literally shaking right now.
It's not going to be bad. It's not as bad as you think it was.
No, it's actually decent.
See?
Okay.
I wouldn't torment you.
Yeah. All right. So my guess is going to be maple syrup is one of them. That's kind of why it was a little liquidy. And then I really couldn't taste anything outside of that. So I'm going to go mayo.
No.
What was it?
Ranch.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not taste the ranch in there at all. All right. So this is going to be Leah's first one. All right. So here you go.
Okay. All right. Let me get a chip. Oh, Lord. This is really brown.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great. What?
Going in for round 2?
No,
Okay.
I'm good. Chocolate
Yeah.
and I want to say because of the consistency, maple syrup.
Yeah, it was. Boom.
Yes.
All right, so Leah's winning. You're winning right now.
Yay.
I was gonna go light on you for the first one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just figure chocolate and syrup, even though it's not,
Yeah,
necessary
here you
combo.
go. This is the next one. Yeah.
Don't shake it like that. Oh God. It is a thick consistency.
Thick.
Is that fine?
Sure. As long as you put it directly on your tongue. Oh, no.
Oh God. I don't know what that other one is, but I just don't like sauces.
Your face.
All right. So I know barbecue is one of them.
Okay.
Very strong barbecue. Mm-hmm. But I'm not confident enough that barbecue sauce is somewhat spicy. I don't know because I don't. All right. So I'm going to guess Tabasco. There's a hot sauce in there. No. So I'm going to, okay. Well, I took the L.
So sorry.
But barbecue.
Yes.
And
bean dip.
Bean dip. Oh, that makes sense.
That's why it's so thick.
So thick. And so here's the last one. You already won, technically, because you already guessed them. But this is the next one.
I feel like I know what that is.
I mean, yeah.
Oh.
Might have an understanding.
Oh, yep. And I don't like that condiment.
No, you don't? Perfect. That's what we wanted.
All right.
Oh, you went in on that.
Wow. Yep. That's mustard and Tabasco.
Oh, I guess I didn't do it. Yeah, you got it. Wow. I didn't do a good job at choosing weird ones.
Ah, that's hot. That was a great segment.
Was it? Yeah. We're on to the last set of questions here. Mm-hmm. Is there anything you would change about your college experience here at Brockport?
Well, I was in a relationship my freshman and sophomore year. I would say not being in a relationship my freshman and sophomore year. Because I didn't, even though I was very involved, I was still limited in what I wanted to do because I was like, oh, I'm in a relationship. Right. But that would probably be it because I feel like Brockport itself lent so many things to do, so many people to get to know, that I had a great experience overall.
Well, that's good. Yeah. That's good. I feel the same way. I mean, my experience here has been good so far, so I'm excited for the next 2 years and what's to come. Crazy. So while you were here, what were some challenges you faced as a college student, and how did you overcome them?
Being a broke college student. Is definitely a reality. Even though you're like, okay, I'm going to school, trying to balance out, especially because I moved off campus my junior year. Yeah. So then I had to provide for myself. If you don't need to move off campus, don't do it because providing for yourself does make you grow up faster, of course. But I chose a little bit harder route than I needed to be. Especially because I was an RA, I could have just been an RA for all 3 years and had everything paid for and not have to worry about meal plans and all this other stuff. So I had to get 2 jobs. I had one job on campus, which was the circ manager, but then I was also a server at a soul food spot that we had for a year. So I had to balance that all and then also do classes, art projects, all this other stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I feel like a lot of students, once they hit junior year and they're allowed to move off campus, they just want to shoot right. Yeah, shoot right for it. Me personally, I've already come to the conclusion that I'm gonna stay on campus. Stay on campus as long as possible. I got the 2 dining halls. You can go to those. Don't have to worry about anything after that. Yeah. So as a college student, were you stressed? So my stress level, I would say, could have been higher if I didn't have a lot of support and family and friends surrounding me. I did go to therapy a couple times. I was going to ask, how did you cope, guys? Hazen is great for, I would definitely recommend going to therapy, especially if you're feeling a little bit down, if you're feeling overwhelmed, talk to someone about it and talk to a biased person about it. Cause of course your friends are not biased.
Right.
They're also going through the stress with you.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. I know Hazen, you get 10 free sessions, which is cool. I know a lot of people here use it. Times are booked, like
or do the group therapy, which is great too.
And so kind of the last big question, what is some advice you would give incoming freshmen?
Ooh,
just from your years of experience? And
from my years of experience at Brockport, I would say kind of the theme of like this entire thing is like getting involved, networking, having fun, experience new things, especially if you come from a small town or you come from a big school. Just expand your horizons. There's a whole bunch of internships. I would say do the study abroad program. I never had the opportunity to do it. I really want to do it. My brother currently comes here and that was one of his biggest things. He's like, I really want to go to England. And I was like, you can go to England. And, building your resume, even though it's kind of hard to think about as a freshman, being like, oh, I need to start building my resume as like whatever I want to do. But also post college, being open because you never know what path your life's going to go in. Yeah. That's the biggest thing.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Any questions for me?
How's the chip?
I'm still like the taste
It looks like you're still processing.
Yeah, it's still in my mouth. It's not going away.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Didn't bring any water to the shoot either. So I kind of messed myself up there. But doing all right.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for having me on your podcast.
Of course. It was a blast. It's cool to get an alumni on, since they've, gone through the whole college experience and now they're going, past that. Exactly. The adult world. Oh my gosh. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and see ya.
Bye.